Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Chamberlain, the Air Force guy, here with Everything RV podcast. And today, exciting day. We're going to have a special guest here today. But this channel is all about bringing you, the listener, or those of you watching on YouTube, the information that you need so that you can make memories that are going to last a lifetime. Now, today's guests, they started this RV journey back in 2018. And they're part-time RVers. And now they're on countdown to when they're going to be most-time RVers in July of 2025. Now, for the last 7 years, they've been out there camping along with their 18-year-old son, who is now off to college. They also have an 8-year-old American Bulldog named Bowser. They've traveled thousands of miles. They bring lots of information to those of you out there in the RV world. You know, if you haven't heard of them, well, you're going to hear from them here today. They are across many social media outlets such as Instagram. I mean, let me just give you an idea how much they're across these different platforms. Instagram, they've got 254,000 subscribers. On TikTok, 50,000 followers there. Facebook, over 20,000. And YouTube, they're over 140,000 subscribers. So without further ado, let me bring on for you Izzy and MJ. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Paul.
Hey, Paul. How are you?
Great to be here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, love to have you guys on here. So you guys have been providing some fantastic information over the last several years. But why don't we start, first of all, because it's kind of the last few weeks kind of been a sad time for the family. I understand, right?
Yes, very much so.
Good and bad.
Yeah. Jason, our son, our 18-year-old, he has been in college now for about a week and a half. So he's our only child. Drop off was hard. Leading up, I mean, months I've been crying. And I think yesterday was the first day I hadn't cried since he left. And then I blew it today. I cried this morning a little bit, but it's getting better. He is thriving. He's loving it. So that makes it easier on us. Yeah, he's very happy. So all is good.
That's good. Now you're a dog trainer.
Yes.
And what type of dogs do you mainly train?
So kind of everything. I train from puppies all the way up to adult dogs. I do basic obedience. My passion is working with fearful dogs. I love working with fearful dogs, and I dabble in aggression too, but it's not, I've kind of backed off on that as I've gotten a little older and again, spending more time on YouTube too. So I have a small number of clients now, but it's something that I've been doing for a while, and I really love. It's very rewarding.
Right. Now, so you said what type of dog? What type of training? You said some type of dog. What was it?
So puppies all the way through adult dogs. I train any age, any breed.
Right. But there was a word I didn't catch there. You were saying some type of
fearfuls.
Maybe fearful. Yeah. I mean, yeah, basic obedience, but any type of fear. I really love working with dogs.
Okay.
Fearful. Yeah. That's just, I'm passionate about. I love doing that.
So what is a fearful dog?
So it could be a dog that's afraid of people or other dogs or sounds or, I mean, anything.
There's plenty of those.
I know there's unfortunately, especially after COVID too. There were so many, call them COVID dogs, but dogs that were just in the house and they didn't get socialized properly, things like that. So there's all different types of fears, but it's very cool to see them develop and, kind of break those fears. It's pretty cool.
Certainly. So now, Izzy, you're in law enforcement.
Yep. That's correct.
So now you're going to be retiring next year.
Yes. 25 years.
Huh? Well, I'll tell you what, I appreciate all you do. I mean, I can't imagine how difficult it is for you to be doing your job with the way this world has been going lately.
It has certainly changed in the past, probably like 5 to 7 years. Has been a drastic change, at least in this state, New York, has been a big change. But I mean, I'm fortunate. I'm not really out there. I'm not at all out there. I'm kind of behind the scenes.
Okay.
I don't know how the new guys do it. I go up to the academy a lot to help teach, and I almost feel bad for the new guys coming in because they got to do a long time, and it's just changed a lot. It's time to pass the torch for sure.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
No doubt. But so now, along with that, the two of you, with your dog training, with your law enforcement, you all have been RVing. And what RV do you all have?
So we have a 2019 Baystar, a Newmar Baystar. We bought it new in 2019. It probably has like 39,000 miles on it. So we get some mileage on it. We put it to work. Prior to that, we used to have a Jayco trailer. And we'll see what we have after this. I don't know.
I know. We shall see. It's exciting.
Right. No doubt. So, so what's your favorite place so far? Where were your favorite places you guys go that you might recommend to those that are listening and watching?
We've loved so many places.
Yeah, I would say for me, I think something that we didn't know about, actually somebody at work had mentioned it, and I don't know if a lot of people, maybe RVers, is down the Gulf Shores of Alabama, like the Orange Beach area. It's absolutely beautiful. Like I didn't expect it to be as nice as it was. That was one of my favorite places.
We tell people, oh, we went to Alabama. It's Alabama. You know, it's
what's in Alabama?
Yeah, but it was beautiful. I loved Savannah. We were there too. That was beautiful.
Lake Placid. We haven't been up to RVing in Lake Placid. We went to Lake Placid a bunch of times. It's quite nice up there.
Lancaster, Pennsylvania. We love to RV, and we're actually going there in the fall again because we love it.
Smoky Mountain National Park.
Tennessee,
nice
of course, is one of our favorite places. There's just so many. We just came back from Williamsburg, Virginia, which was beautiful, so beautiful. So sorry about that. We can't narrow it down to one, but
that's okay. Well, that's gives people options, right? It's all about
of course.
So now you also give a lot of advice for those people that are looking to looking to come into the RV, get an RV for the first time, as well as maybe upgrading. And what are some of the things that you feel are some important things that people should be understanding or considering?
Well, not to jump right into it, first of all, because of course we did that, but you'll learn. And we were okay. Like it didn't, it wasn't bad, but a lot of people do jump in and then they have a lot of issues. So I guess to take your time, first of all, if you're just first coming in, to do your research, do your due diligence, talk to people, if you're looking at motorized, do test drives, like really, really take your time.
Yeah, we certainly, we've done on our channel, because we're not full-time RVers and we both have full-time jobs. So we try to be transparent on what the reality of RVing, and it's great. Like we love RVing, but there's things that go wrong, and just, you have to expect that. It can get quite expensive, as if any RVer would tell you that it's not as cheap as some may think it is. And as long as you go in knowing that you may have to be handy, and there may be times where things don't work out, and just, enjoy the times that things do work out. At least you'll know what you're getting into and you'll be ready for it.
But it's right. Worth it. It is worth it. I mean,
for sure.
We always can't wait till our next trip.
So now, do you bump into, because you're out all the time, you see a lot of people across all spectrums of RVers. What are people saying to you that are in pop-ups? What do people like about pop-ups? Do you know any RVers that are in pop-ups?
Oh, you mean like the tent campers kind of?
No, the pop-ups, that they get up off the ground, but it's kind of like, it's the first RV that some people might get, is if they call them pop-up.
I don't think we know anybody.
No, we don't see too many of those. You talk about like the canvas, the little canvas top.
Yeah.
We rarely see. We don't know anybody that has those.
Yeah, we've seen them, but we don't know anybody that.
Yeah, a lot of our followers have motorized, although a lot of them do have fifth wheels also. But we haven't had anybody come up to us that's like a pop-up specialist.
I got you. Okay. I know that's a very, very small part of the RV world.
Yeah, I would think so.
I know it kind of declines. It's been declining year over year. And I mean, the reason is because the cost. I mean, those pop-ups, you can get yourself a nice travel trailer for the price of these pop-ups these days.
Right.
And they probably get hot inside in the summer and cold in the winter, I would imagine, because you have just vinyl essentially in some areas of it.
Well, it's one of those ones, get it with an AC, you're okay. I mean, I had in-laws that had a pop-up, and they had one of those, like what you'd use at a house. They brought
Right.
one of those pop-up ACs in it. And I mean, they're okay because they're out during the day.
Mhm.
But when you're running the furnace when it's cold at night, and I did sleep in a hybrid, which is kind of a cross between a pop-up and a travel trailer,
Mhm.
and it was cold outside. And you really get the experience when you roll over in the mattress, if it's not a heated mattress in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
So-
Sure.
So, what would your advice be as far as, people looking at whether they should be looking at a travel trailer or fifth wheel?
Well, you have to have, you got to be in your budget, right? We don't have experience with fifth wheels, but it's got to be, how much room do you want in there? How much are you actually going to use it? If you're going to be using it once a year, is it worth the extra cost of a fifth wheel? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
And do you have to buy a new truck to get that fifth
Right.
wheel too? A lot of that's again that when we were looking, that's one reason we didn't get a fifth wheel
Mhm.
because we didn't want to have to buy a new truck, which we would have to do. So yeah, definitely the cost.
Yeah. If you're
Yeah.
seasonal and you're going to set
Mhm.
it and forget it, then like a fifth wheel is awesome, right? You're there seasonal. You're going to have all that room. It's like an apartment. So yeah, I mean, also like for us specifically, a fifth wheel would be pretty difficult to navigate where we live just because of the tight turns, getting in our driveway. It would be very difficult. That was one of the reasons why, another reason why we got a motorhome, just because instead of us being in storage like we were with our towable, just because of the length, we were in our driveway now.
Right.
We have full hookups, and it's much easier traveling out of your driveway than traveling 20 minutes to storage and dragging all that stuff with you. So there's a lot of things to consider.
Certainly. Now, so in your motorhome, do you have the Triton V10?
Yes.
And what type of fuel mileage? So that for those people that are not aware of, because I know that's a question I always
You just
get.
did
Yeah,
that.
about
What kind of-
7.2, I think.
7.2,
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we're out of warranty. We had a like the 5-star tune on it. I don't know if that helped with mileage. It definitely helped with acceleration and
Mhm.
torque. But yeah, we get about 7.2. That's doing 65 miles an hour with
Yeah.
generator running. Highway mileage.
Certainly.
You go stop and go, it goes down.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. So now tell the listeners and viewers, what's the benefit of having a motorhome over a towable, in your opinion?
For us.
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
this is just our opinion on
Right. We love, when you're doing those long trips, Izzy drinks a lot. Let's get personal here.
water.
I mean, water, not like alcohol. I didn't even hear that came out.
The water. There'll be somebody commenting.
Yeah.
But as he's driving, he likes to drink a lot of water. So we have to stop a lot. And we're able to just pull over quick, go, and then take off again. That's one thing. Just the ease of travel. I can go back, make lunch, and we never have to stop. So that's something that we love. If we pull into a Cracker Barrel overnight, it's just easy. We pull in,
Mhm.
we turn it off, and we're good. We level, and then we're good to go.
Yeah, and of course,
But I thought,
you have
sorry,
the
go ahead.
amenities in there, and
Yeah.
it rides better. It's constructed better, right? You compare the chassis of a motorhome versus a fifth wheel travel trailer. It's really not a comparison. Of course, there's a cost difference, but it's just much more convenient for sure. It's definitely more expensive to keep on the road and maintain. But for us, we like the motorhome better.
And we just
Right.
like driving too. You have the big windshield is beautiful. It's especially once we're able to start heading out west. I'm sure we're going to appreciate that even more.
Yeah, no doubt. But I thought so your coach doesn't have that autopilot where you just get up and walk back, go to the bathroom, and come back in. Huh?
I wish. Maybe Tesla will come out with one, right, in the next 20 years. That would be awesome.
I don't know if I would trust that.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. They've had issues with cars like that, right?
You don't have to tell me.
Right.
She has a Tesla, and when we first got it, you got was it 2 months of
Of the
full self-driving? So I put it on, and I'm like,
it's pretty terrifying.
It did its job, but it did it much more aggressively than I would have done it. I'm like, I don't know if I trust this too much.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. So, so now what is your plans starting next July when you're going to be most time RVers?
So July 31st has his last day. August, I think it's the 15th or 16th, we're out. We're headed. We're actually going to caravan with Jason back to school down in Virginia. So he'll be driving his own car next year. And we'll just kind of, all go together and drop him off at school. And then we're headed right to Tennessee. And we're going to spend about a month-ish in Tennessee. We're going to start hitting all different, we have towns in mind that we want to look at, because that's kind of where we're focusing on to get our next house. And we're just going to, we're going to take a week, and we're going to have a nice retirement celebration at a nice resort. And then we're going to just kind of stay in state parks across the state of Tennessee and just look at get a realtor and start looking at houses and things like that. Then after that, head right back up to the Hershey show. So this will be our longest trip to date, back to Hershey. And then we'll see it.
Back home. I think we're going to we're going to try to do the Elkhart open house. And then we might go down to like Northern Alabama after that. So we'll just be, it's nice. You don't have to clock into the office. We could do whatever we want. You know what I mean? So,
that's right. So now with you guys, when you guys are camping, because you mainly camped on the East Coast, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So now, is there advice for people that are camping on the East Coast? How far in advance should they have to plan a trip? Because these campgrounds being booked solid.
It really depends on the campground. I mean, we've been to campgrounds that were completely empty.
Right.
And then others that, you have to book in advance. I know for Labor Day weekend, we're going to one down in South Jersey, and, the busy weekends, Memorial Day, Labor Day, you do have to book well in advance, but it doesn't seem as bad as like when COVID was around.
We've definitely been to places, several this year, that they've been half full.
Yeah.
We will give advice, because this is kind of foreign to a lot of people not from this area, and it's foreign for us when we go to other areas. There's no free camping on the East Coast. So you can't just like pull into a lot or pull into BLM land. Like that doesn't really exist over here. So expect to pay kind of wherever you go, unless you're pulling into a Cracker Barrel.
And pay
you can pay a
good
lot more
price.
than you really like to.
Right. So now you guys have like a fan base. It's called Endless RVers. Is that what it's called?
Our group, you mean our Facebook group?
Yes.
Or just, the Endless RVing RVers coming together. So it's just a little private group. Anybody can join it. We welcome everybody, and just people can, post pictures of where they're camping. We, post tips. We'll post things in there. It's just kind of a cool hangout.
It's just like a small community. A lot of people, like you said, post tips. So if somebody has a question about something, they're having a problem, it becomes like that base of knowledge that people can help each other out. I don't even know how many followers are in there.
Like over 3,000. It's smaller, but every day we're getting new people. I think a lot of people aren't on Facebook, but
we don't really advertise it that much per se, but it grows.
Well, I'm going to have your links to all of your social media down below this podcast, so that people can, if people that don't know you, can go ahead and find out about you and see more of you, because this is just a short blurb compared to how much information you have on all your other platforms. Out of all your platforms, which one do you like best?
Definitely
YouTube. That's like our bread and butter. Yeah.
I mean, we're on the Instagram and the TikTok just because you kind of have to be. I'm really not a big fan of the short form per se. Like we put the stuff out there, but we really like doing the YouTube, because that's where you connect with people. We've never had anybody come up to us when we go to a show or we're at a campground, whatever. They're like, "Hey, I follow you on TikTok. Love your TikToks."
Right.
They never say that. It's always love your YouTube channel. So much information. Thanks for what you do. So I think that's where the real connection is on YouTube.
Yeah, and we've made a lot of friends, either subscribers or other channels. We've made so many wonderful relationships, and it's all been through YouTube.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, perfect. Well, is there anything else that you would like to tell to the listeners and the people watching here today?
Well, we're going to be at the 2024 Hershey show. The dates on that? It's September
11th through the 15th. We'll only be there for the first few days.
Yeah, we'll be there. We did actually do a video on our channel, which Paul will have the links there, about everything to expect at the Hershey show, along with a big change for this year, if nobody knows about it. And we're also going to have a meetup at that show on Thursday at 5:30. So they changed it a little bit this year for the Hershey show. They're actually having organized meetups inside kind of like the Giant Center there. So that's the one day, because it used to be like pop-ups, right? Like you'd be here and here and here, and it got a little crazy. So it's going to be like one organized meetup. So if you're going to be at the show, please pass by.
There you go. Well, perfect. Well, listen, I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day.
Our
I mean,
pleasure.
Thanks for having us.
You guys have so much going on, and I appreciate you taking the time to have you come on my podcast and let other people hear what you have to say.
Well, thank you for having us, Paul. It's always fun to talk to you.
All right, now, hey, thank you, and I'm sure we'll catch up again, probably at the Tampa show.
Probably at Tampa.
Definitely.
You guys be down there next year in
Yep.
January?
We're hoping, yeah.
Fortunately, that show, the nice thing this next time, I'm not going to have to work it. So I'll be just down there networking.
Oh,
and
that's good.
Fun.
That's the best time.
No doubt. So anyway, so I appreciate it, and that's a wrap.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
So I want to just thank Izzy and MJ for taking time out of their busy schedule to come join me here on this podcast. I hope that you all listening or watching here on YouTube found it informative, and I hope you learned something. As I mentioned on the podcast, I'll have all their social media links down below. But appreciate you all tuning in. Hope you learned something today. Please do comment below, like, share, comment, and we'll be back at you again next Monday. Same time, same bat channel. Take care.